Hello Hyrule heroes, Josh here with MojoPlays, and today we're doing something a little different. Let's take a real close look at the latest Game & Watch, the Legend of Zelda edition, during which I'll deliver my initial thoughts and impressions to you. Review copy provided by Nintendo. Well, golly, thanks so much, Nintendo. To preface, I wanted to go in fully blind when experiencing this system. I've avoided all reviews for a genuine first experience, so if I parrot something else you've heard, well then, there you go, that's just how it is. First up, what do you get physically? Of course it comes included with a cardboard stand and hidden charging cable. Very nice. Well, cut that out. This thing is small, like itty bitty. So small, it can fit in your socks. To get a really good reference, the buttons are almost exactly the size of an eraser on a number 2 pencil. Might be smaller than you think, just over the size of a single Joy-Con. But hey, it suits the purpose of a pocket console pretty dang well. The D-pad is a little squishy and might take some time getting used to. You must keep in mind I'm a huge proponent of a separated D-pad. Maybe that's just me, but I hate accidental inputs. The rubber on the buttons, though, is supreme. I'm about to ASMR you, so check this out. There is a dedicated power button on the side, so it's not going to turn on by itself and accidentally drain the life. The battery is decent, even with full brightness, sound, and leaving the game running. I found it to last a good 4 to 5 hours. Though let me tell you, the real impressive feat is how quickly this thing charges in comparison. I'm talking minutes. Now speaking of charging, what I'm about to tell you is forbidden knowledge. It supports the standard power cable, the same as the Switch, so theoretically. The only other thing I have to say about the build is that there's no headphone jack or aux cable. As I wanted to use this as an MP3 player, the second Link's Awakening theme started popping off. But at least you can turn the volume all the way down for public spaces. Moving on to the games and features. If you didn't already know, the intention of this device is to be both a clock and a game system, hence the name. Something I didn't quite expect was that you can pick up and play the clock levels at any time. Link will tool around and do things by himself, but with a press, now you're the one playing. It's really fun to jump into Zelda 1 and play an endgame dungeon right away. Let's touch on the timer feature. The max is 10 minutes, which is a bit of a shame, because I'd love to use this for my laundry and just watch Link fight monsters for 60 minutes. It also has brightness and volume control. Tiger Electronics could never. Over to the real meat and potatoes, another surprise for me was how instantly you can load up some of these titles. Yeah, they're just NES games, but there's no console on this planet that'll alternate between them this instantly. I imagine the speedrunning community could have a hoot alternating between Game & Watch titles, and it's worth noting for said speedruns, you can play the game in English or Japanese versions on startup with the simple push of a button. Zelda 1 and 2 perform about how you'd expect. They're faithful ports that feel almost exactly like the original, probably a little better. All inputs are smooth and responsive. Really though, this is a surprisingly advanced little thing, even storing your volume setting individually between games. Link's Awakening though, whoo boy. That's the good stuff. It plays as smooth as butter, and with this thing being as portable as it is, the Game & Watch really encourages being able to play at the snap of a finger. I don't always feel compelled to dig out the old Game Boy, but hey, when I'm waiting for something to export or waiting for a phone call, pick this thing up and bam, we're waking the windfish. Definitely one of my favorite ways to play Link's Awakening thus far, especially when these squishy buttons are just this satisfying. While the full games are great and all, we need to talk about Vermin. I really didn't expect to like it this much. Remember computer class in school, or you're sitting at home and the Wi-Fi goes out? Suddenly you've gained access to the most addictive game on the planet. That dinosaur jumpy thing. Regardless, it's great fun. You can move with either the D-pad or the buttons, both perform the same, but I have to know if you're team D-pad vermin or team button vermin. There is a right answer. And we love our Nintendo Easter eggs, so one last feature, when it detects a hero is playing, check the backside. It glows. It just does. That's cool. Moving forward, I want more of these things. I'm in all the way. There are many series that would be perfect for this format. I'm looking at you, Metroid. But I think the buttons should be bigger. Again, the power button on the side ensures it's not gonna go off accidentally, plus there's a lot of physical room to size these up. For long play, the D-pad is wearing me down the most. A Joy-Con style 4-input button layout would be much preferable for me, especially if they retain the same squishiness of the A and B buttons. Ultimately, to be honest, at first I was skeptical. I thought it was decor to keep on your shelf, but no, this is a very solid way to play these games conveniently. In some moments it feels as good as any Game Boy, and this is what I'm going to beat Zelda 2 on for the first time. Okay, maybe not. And that is that. Let me know your thoughts on this style of review, or what you want to see on the Game & Watch series next. Alright, thanks. Bye.